Leaving behind the hustle and bustle of the city, Lindsay and her parents moved into a large house in the countryside. Here, Lindsay could spend more time in nature. Her mother, being a zoologist, could also focus more on her animal research and peace. Her father was not only a nutritionist who also enjoyed the wonderful art of cooking. In front of the house, the garden was filled with plants carefully tended by her father. In the backyard, they kept a few injured animals, which her mother treated and Lindsay looked after. Sometimes, these animals would become part of the family. Through this experience, Lindsay learned how to interact with nature and face the animals in the forest. Occasionally, she would share amusing stories about the animals online. One day, while cleaning her room, Lindsay discovered a door hidden behind a bookshelf. Curious, she wanted to open it immediately but decided to get her parents first. The three of them stood before the door, debating whether to open it or consult the real estate agent. Her father eventually decided to call the real estate agent to explain the situation. The realtor, puzzled because he didn't recall any door in that room, agreed to come over the next morning. That night, Lindsay slept with her parents. The next morning, as the sun rose, her father prepared breakfast as usual. After everyone had eaten, the realtor arrived, and they all gathered in front of the door, ready to investigate. The realtor insisted on standing at the front to protect everyone, if necessary. He grasped the doorknob and, contrary to expectations, it opened easily. A staircase lay behind it, dust-free and softly illuminated by natural sunlight. Excitement replaced the tension as Lindsay eagerly pulled her parents forward. The realtor led them up the stairs, discovering a wooden attic with a skylight. Her mother opened the ceiling window, letting in sunlight that bathed the attic in a peaceful glow. Inside the attic was a wooden desk, a large bookshelf, a low table, and a set of sofas. They dusted off the furniture and began exploring. Lindsay picked up a book from the shelf, discovering it was about animals, and excitedly called her mother over. To her mother's surprise, these books were rare finds, documenting the habits, habitats, and diets of various animals through hand-drawn illustrations. Unlike her mother, Lindsay found a book about the African savanna, particularly interested in giraffes. She recalled a trip to the city zoo where she saw a giraffe from Africa and had been fascinated by these long-necked creatures ever since. The book revealed that giraffes are one of the most iconic animals on the African savanna. They are social creatures, usually living in small groups that vary in size depending on the season and resource availability. These groups typically consist of female giraffes and their young, while males may roam alone or form small groups. Giraffes are mainly active during the day but rest in the shade during the hottest part of the afternoon. They also engage in some nighttime activities, especially under bright moonlight. The gestation period for giraffes is about 15 months, after which a mother giraffe usually gives birth to a single calf. At birth, the calf drops from a height of about 1.5 meters but is usually unharmed. Giraffes are herbivores, primarily feeding on leaves, tender shoots, and flowers. Their long tongues and flexible mouths allow them to easily access food high in the trees. Despite living on the African savanna, giraffes don't drink water often as they get most of their moisture from their food. However, when water is available, they spread their legs to lower their heads to drink, making them vulnerable to predators like lions and crocodiles. Giraffes primarily inhabit sub-Saharan Africa, thriving in savannas, open woodlands, and semi-arid regions. These areas offer abundant food and suitable living spaces. Despite being herbivores, giraffe populations have declined in recent decades due to habitat loss, illegal hunting, and human activities. Protecting giraffes and their habitats is crucial, as they play a significant role in maintaining the ecosystem by promoting plant diversity and providing habitats for other animals. Lindsay felt sad after reading this, understanding the harsh realities of nature's survival but struggling to comprehend human actions driven by commercial interests that threaten these animals. The realtor then remembered the previous owner was an illustrator, and the entire bookshelf was filled with his original works, widely published. Lindsay's father suggested joining these valuable drafts to the previous owner's family, and everyone agreed. The realtor contacted the family, who were both surprised and grateful for the kindness of Lindsay's family and the realtor. To most people, these books would be a significant fortune, but to the family, they were priceless extensions of their loved one's legacy. They recognized Lindsay's curiosity about animals and promised she could visit often to read the books.